This is how to defeat Marcus, using all the different pet battle breeds for its part of the Family Fighter achievement. If you're just looking for a quick guide to complete the world quest, mechanical or flying is probably the strat to use. I will put timestamps in the description so you can easily skip to the fight you're looking for. First up is Aquatic Assault. In your first slot are Spawning Gnathus with Swallow You Whole and Thunderbolt. In your second slot, any kind of crab with the following abilities: Surge, Renewing Mists and Whirlpool. This one needs to have more health than your final pet, which is a Gulp Froglet, with Swarm. Start with your Spawning Gnathus, pass or anything the first round. Marcus will use Void Gate and swap you out for your highest health pet, which should be your crab. With your crab in the battle, cast Renewing Mists, followed by Whirlpool, and then a Surge. Marcus will then again use Void Gate and swap you out for your highest health pet, which this time should be your Gulp Froglet. With your Gulp Froglet in the battle, just cast Swarm. 2 rounds of Swarm will hit Marcus, before your Gulp Froglet is defeated by Marcus's Void Gate. Once your Gulp Froglet is defeated by Void Gate, your Spawning Gnathus will be swapped in. Cast Thunderbolt, and then use Swallow You Whole until Marcus is defeated. If your Spawning Gnathus is defeated early, as shown in this video, your Emperor Crab will enter the battle. Just cast Surge to finish off Marcus. This strategy can fail, so it may take you a few tries to get it to work. Next is Beast Blitz. In your first slot, a Dire Horn Rund with Trample. In your second slot, a Cinder Pup with Flame Breath and Volcano. And in your final slot, one of the Zandalari pets that has the same or less health than your Cinder Pup with Hunting Party. This is so when Marcus uses Void Gate, our Cinder Pup is swapped in before our Zandalari pet. Start with your Dire Horn Rund and pass or anything the first round. Marcus will use Void Gate and swap you out for your Cinder Pup. With your Cinder Pup in the battle, start with Flame Breath, followed by Volcano. If Marcus gets a crit with Prowl and Pounce, this can one-shot your Cinder Pup. If this happens, just restart the fight. And then Flame Breath until your Cinder Pup is swapped out or defeated. If Volcano manages to stun Marcus on any of its rounds, this battle then becomes much easier. When your Cinder Pup is swapped out, your Zandalari pet will enter the battle. Cast Hunting Party. If and when your Zandalari pet is defeated, your Dire Horn Rund will re-enter the battle. Simply cast Trample until Marcus is defeated. Now we have Critical Critters. In your first 2 slots, we need rabbits with a speed of 357. If you don't possess any rabbits with this speed, check your auction house for spring rabbits. These come from the Noble Garden World event and are usually super cheap. Both these rabbits will have the same abilities: Scratch or Flurry, whichever one you like better, Dodge and Stampede. Flurry will usually do more damage, but I went with Scratch for this guide just for its consistent damage. And in your final slot, any fawn, higher the power the better, with Hoof and Headbutt. Start with your first rabbit and cast Dodge, followed by Stampede. You will hit with 2 rounds of Stampede before Marcus absolutely mothers your first rabbit. Once defeated, bring in your second rabbit. Start with Dodge, followed by Scratch, and then Stampede. After your second round of Stampede is hit, Marcus will use Void Gate and swap your rabbit out for your fawn. With your fawn in the battle, cast Headbutt, followed by Hoof, This can sometimes finish off the battle. However, if this doesn't happen and your rabbit is brought back into the battle, start with dodge and then use scratch or flurry, whichever one you've taken, to finish off Marcus. Any crits can really mess up this battle, so it may take you a few tries to get it to work. Now we have Draconic Destruction. In your first slot, Creminius with Howl and Surge of Power. In your second slot, a Stormborn Whelpling with Mana Surge and Thunderbolt. And in your final slot, a Nether Fairy Dragon with less health than your Stormborn Whelpling. Try and get this as close as possible to 1400, and then the highest power one you have, with Arcane Blast, Life Exchange and Moonfire. Start with Creminius, pass for anything the first round, Marcus will use Void Gate and swap you to your Stormborn Whelpling. With your Stormborn Whelpling in the battle, start with Thunderbolt, followed by Mana Surge. You will get one hit with Mana Surge, and then Marcus will use Void Gate and defeat your Stormborn Whelpling. If your Stormborn Whelpling gets crit on one shot before Marcus uses Void Gate, you will need to restart the fight. After your Stormborn Whelpling is defeated, your Nether Fairy Dragon will be swapped into the battle. Start with Moonfire. Here your health goes super low, but this is okay. If you're defeated, you will likely need to use a different breed, followed by Life Exchange, and then use Arcane Blast until defeated or swapped out. Once defeated or swapped out, your Creminius will enter the battle. Start with Howl, followed by Surge of Power. This should finish off Marcus. Again, this one can be quite tricky and a lot to do with RNG, so it may take you a few tries to get it to work. Next up is Elemental Escalation. In your first slot, a Living Sandling. This one doesn't even need to be max level, with Sandbolt and Quicksand. In your second slot, a Blaze Hound with Bark, Frenzy and Puppies of the Flame. And in your final slot, a Molten Corgi with Flamethrower, Super Bark and Puppies of the Flame. Start with your Living Sandling, pass anything the first round, Marcus will use Void Gate and swap you out to your Blaze Hound. With your Blaze Hound in the battle, cast Frenzy, followed by Puppies of the Flame. Once Puppies of the Flame is finished, cast Bark. And then a second Bark, or pass. Marcus will use Void Gate and swap you out to your Molten Corgi. With your Molten Corgi in the battle, cast Super Bark, followed by Puppies of the Flame. Once Puppies of the Flame are finished, cast Flamethrower. Then pass or anything, Marcus will again use Void Gate and swap you out to your Living Sandling. With your Living Sandling in the battle, cast Quicksand, and then use Sandbolt until defeated. This will usually just be the one. Once your Living Sandling is defeated, bring back in your Blaze Hound and cast Puppies of the Flame. Once Puppies of the Flame is finished, pass or anything, Marcus will again use Void Gate and swap you out to your Molten Corgi. With your Molten Corgi back in the battle, start with Super Bark, followed by Puppies of the Flame. This should finish off Marcus. Now for Fierce Flyers. In your first slot, an Icky with Black Claw and Flock. In your second slot, a Mechanical Axebeak with Haywire. This needs to have less health than your final pet, the Direbeak Hatchling, with Falcosaur Swarm and Predatory Strike. Start with your Icky and cast Black Claw. Marcus will use Void Gate, swap you out for your Direbeak Hatchling. With your Direbeak in the battle, cast Falcosaur Swarm. Once Falcosaur Swarm is finished, pass or cast anything. Marcus will cast Void Gate and swap your Direbeak out for your Mechanical Axebeak. With your Mechanical Axebeak in the battle, cast Haywire. This will finish off Marcus. Next up is Humanoid Havoc. In your first slot, a Winter's Little Helper or equivalent pet with Gift of Winter's Veil. In your second slot, a Rotten Little Helper with Ice Lance, Ice Tomb and Grinch's Gift. And in your final slot, a Little Bad Wolf. This one needs to have less health than your Rotten Little Helper with Claw, Dodge and Howl. Start with your Winter's Little Helper or equivalent pet and pass the first round. Marcus will use Void Gate and swap you out to your Rotten Little Helper. With your Rotten Little Helper in the battle, cast Grinch's Gift followed by Ice Tomb. If you get crit after casting Ice Tomb and your Rotten Little Helper is defeated, you will need to restart the fight. After casting Ice Tomb, pass or cast Ice Lance. Marcus will use Void Gate and swap you to your Little Bad Wolf. With your Little Bad Wolf in the battle, cast Howl. This is so when Ice Tomb hits, it deals double damage. Follow this with Dodge, then Claw, followed by a second Claw, and then Howl again. Your Little Bad Wolf should then be defeated. Once it is, your Winter's Little Helper will re-enter the battle. Simply cast Gift of Winter's Veil. This should finish off Marcus. This fight can be a little bit RNG, so it may take you a few tries to get it to work. Now for Magical Mayhem. In your first slot, an Energized Mana Fiend, or similar pet with the following abilities: Arcane Blast, Surge of Power, and Evanescence. In your second slot, a Mini Mind Slayer, with Eye Blast, Inner Vision, and Life Exchange. And in your final slot, an Eldritch Mana Fiend, or similar pet with the following abilities: Arcane Blast, Surge of Power, and Arcane Storm. This one needs to have less health than your Mini Mind Slayer. Start with your Energized Mana Fiend or similar pet and pass or anything the first round. Marcus will use Void Gate and swap you out to your Mini Mind Slayer. With your Mini Mind Slayer in the battle, cast Inner Vision followed by Eye Blast. Then use Life Exchange. Marcus will again use Void Gate and swap your Mini Mind Slayer out to your Eldritch Mana Fiend or similar pet. With your Eldritch Mana Fiend in the battle, cast Arcane Storm, followed by one Arcane Blast, and then use Surge of Power. Marcus will then again use Void Gate, which should now bring back in your Energized Mana Fiend. Cast one Arcane Blast, followed by Evanescence, then another Arcane Blast, followed by Surge of Power. This is sometimes enough to finish off Marcus. However, if this doesn't happen, wait for Marcus to finish off your Energized Mana Fiend. When this happens, your Mini Mind Slayer will re-enter the battle. Start with Inner Vision, and then use Eye Blast. This should finish off Marcus. Next up we have Mechanical Melee. In your first slot, an Iron Starlet with Toxic Smoke and Explode. In your second slot, a Dark Moon Tongue with Missile, Shock and Awe and Iron Cannon. And in your final slot, a little bling with Inflation. Start with your Iron Starlet, pass or anything the first round. Marcus will use Void Gate and swap you out to your Dark Moon Tongue. With your Dark Moon Tongue in the bottle, cast Shock and Awe. If Shock and Awe stunned Marcus, cast Missile and then use Iron Cannon. If Shock and Awe didn't stun Marcus, just use Iron Cannon. Now simply wait for Marcus to cast Void Gate again, which will swap your little bling into the fight. With your little bling in the battle, cast Inflation. You should get 2 rounds of Inflation to hit before Marcus uses Void Gate again and swaps your little bling out for your Iron Starlet. With your Iron Starlet back in the battle, cast Toxic Smoke, followed by Explode if needed. Or if your Iron Starlet is the only pet left alive, use an extra Toxic Smoke, rather than Explode. And finally, to complete the achievement, we have Unstoppable Undead. In your first slot, Blight Breath, with Toxic Smoke. In your second slot, a Bone Shard, with Chop and Blistering Cold. And in your final slot, a Blighted Squirrel or similar pet. This one needs to have less health than your Bone Shard, with Stampede. Start with Blight Breath, pass or anything the first round. Marcus will use Void Gate and swap you out to your Bone Shard. With your Bone Shard in the battle, cast Blistering Cold, followed by Chop. Now pass or anything. Marcus will again use Void Gate and swap your Bone Shard out for your Blighted Squirrel. With your Blighted Squirrel in the battle, cast Stampede. You will hit with 2 rounds of Stampede before Marcus again uses Void Gate and swaps your Blighted Squirrel out for your Blight Breath. With Blight Breath in the battle, just use Toxic Smoke until Marcus is defeated. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.